Greetings and welcome to another Diablo 4 video. Today we take another look at the Ice Shards Sorceress, at the build for it, and we are clearing a tier 100 Nightmare dungeon, previously being like the highest of difficulty that you can do. Right now of course we have the pit, but it's still a nice hallmark to, test your build against. So let's jump right into the skill tree first. We do have the firebolt because we are using the enchantment to get the enemy to be burning, which comes with various enhancements to damage and crit, etc. And of course ice shards to give enhance and greater. I just used greater in the in Helltide and stuff, but actually when I use destructive for the vulnerable tick. But you can use either one, depends if you have like vulnerable lucky hit on your gear or not. So this is like a bit to preference. And we have mental dominance as always. Then we have 1 and 2 all of the passives, defensive skills of course, but we have 5 into Frost Nova because the reduced cooldown really helps us, since we already also have the Ice Shards enchantment effect, which means Ice Shards automatically fly and conjure towards frozen enemies, which is pretty nice. Teleport with shimmering, mystical ice armor because it gives us 15x increased damage to frozen enemies. And then we have mystical frost now, which also gives us a source of vulnerable application. Then right here we have align the elements, mana, shield, and protection. You could also remove one here, put it into lucky hit. If you can find the points, it's pretty neat. And then enough flames and devouring blaze, and this is where, like for example, the burning part comes in. Because our enemies are burning through the firebolt enchantment, we deal increased critical strike damage and even more if they are crowd controlled, which also means like chilled, which we apply. We have the ultimate of unstable currents just for the 25% attack speed. This is more of like a big cooldown to use when you fight bosses and they are staggered, because that's where you deal the most damage. And then all of these passive, and we're using avalanche. So yeah, this is the skill tree. As for the legendary aspects, we have a Harlequin's Crest, we have Ever Living here, Conceited on the gloves, Concussive Strikes here, Asus Hyalum, which is pretty nice, Piercing Cold here for the Ice Shards Piercing. Avalanche now gives you 2 additional casts as of the latest patch, which is pretty nice. Of course, we're using Tal Rushers, we're using Control, I'm using Storm Swell on the amulet, which gives us a bonus to the aspect since it's an amulet. Specifics in terms of like affixes, you can use the the build link in the description below. This one, like the items I have here are a far cry from optimum. Like we don't have attack speed here, we don't have attack speed here, we actually don't have attack speed here. And you want to have attack speed, critical strike chance, and critical strike damage. That's basically the gist of it. Paragon, just to go over it, we have Winter here. I actually need to change this, but I still need to level up my Tactician. I think it's Tactician. I want to put Tactician here. It's still only level 10. So we're going to change this for Tactician. Then we have Flame Feeder right here. Again, we are dealing damage to burning enemies because we have Fireball enchantment, so this will help us. Frigid Fate. This is the Enchantment Master board. Frigid Fate board with Control makes sense because we are freezing a lot of times. Then we have the Elemental Summoner board, and we are only using it for the glyph, which is reinforced here. Then we're moving on to the Burning Instinct node board, and we use Destruction here, of course, a lot of critical strike damage. It's perfect for us. Also getting some of these Paragon nodes here. Here again, damage to burning enemies, which is pretty handy. And I got these armor nodes here because I needed them. And then here, this board is actually pretty nice. And we actually come from both sides. I guess I might have to optimize this a bit. This doesn't seem right. But then again, I mean, there's always room for optimization. Still, I mean, these are all the stats that we want. Together with exploit right here, Icefall is great, and then damage to chilled enemies, reduction from chilled enemies, damage to chilled enemies. We actually want more damage reduction from burning enemies, so I cannot break the connection here. I have to look into it, what's causing this to happen. I think there's like a connector missing. So I would put in more points here, damage reduction from burning enemies, and then go here if I can, because damage reduction from burning enemies, and always keep in mind our enemies are burning. So enough about the build. I used the Lucky Hit Chance attack speed potion. I actually already started the Nightmare Dungeon, but just jump into the middle of it. I haven't completed any objectives yet. So you can see how it functions. And against like trash, it's super effective.
I need time to prepare.
We're doing like insane damage. You will see the build struggles, and I hope this Nightmare Dungeon has a boss at the end. I cannot remember actually, but the build does struggle against bosses quite a bit. We always have to stagger the boss to apply really good damage.
I need time to prepare that.
And I feel like, and when it comes to pit, currently I'm easily clearing tier 70. I could push higher, and I'm still like figuring it out, and I need better gear.
I need time to
Oh, the spirit just spawned there. Okay. The problem is the trash is actually easy, but the boss, yeah, boss gives a bit of a headache. Because without the boss being staggered, our damage is actually pretty low against the boss. But as soon as it's staggered, we pop Unstable Currents, we pop Ice Armor for the other 15x. And then we are good to go.
I'm not ready yet.
I'm playing so sloppy. I'm so sorry about that. Because I should actually move away more. Ooh, great affix. I'm playing as if it was a Incinerate build. I think it's out of habit, but you don't need to be up close, of course.
I'm not ready yet.
And you will notice we only get 3 stacks of Telrashas, because on our weapons, or like weapon and focus, we have the tempering that we can shoot additional ice shards, which is superior to the 15x of Telrashas.
I need time.
That we might get for another, you know, lucky hit poison damage or shadow damage. So I did use Unstable Currents here, sometimes just out of habit or just because I want to, because there's a lot of monsters. It's kinda neat. You can also run Thibault's Build. My problem right now is that most of my armor comes from my pants, and Thibault's doesn't really have an armor affix. So I need to get armor somewhere else. But once I have that armor somewhere else, I can actually equip Thibault's, and it might be a nice damage boost. And as you can see, as soon as the boss is staggered, it takes a ton of damage. But before that, not so much. And that is it. That was Nightmare Dungeon tier 100, and we actually got a boss here. And I said we need to, yeah, upgrade Tactician. So you see, I'm not even at full. I mean, the ones that I equipped, the glyphs that are at level 21, but I actually need to swap out something. But yeah, that's the Ice Shards build, clearing T100 Nightmare Dungeon. If you like this kind of video and if you want to see more, like for example how high of a pit level this can clear, then leave a comment, like, and subscribe. One of these or all of these in that order, however you want. And I will see you in the next one. Good luck, have fun, and goodbye.